Hi, this is Sofia de Torres, and this is my Media Health Behavior Change Journal. My health behavior change is trying to engage in 150 minutes of physical activity per week. I hope you enjoy. There are many positive consequences on getting 150 minutes of physical activity per week, as according to the CDC, physical activity helps with your mental health as it's been found to reduce the risk of depression and anxiety. It also helps with weight management as it's been found to help maintain our weight and keeping the weight off. Another positive consequence is that exercising helps with reducing the risk of chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. Exercising also helps with strengthening your bones and muscles. And lastly, it helps with the productiveness. Found in Healthy People 2020 and the CDC, it's recommended that 150 minutes of moderate intensity per week and at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity of physical activity. As a health science major, I'm completely aware of all the positive consequences that comes from being physically active. I also believe that it's an important health behavior to incorporate in our lives due to the fact that inactivity leads to more negative consequences like obesity, risk for chronic diseases like heart disease, and diabetes. Although it's important that everyone does some form of exercise, it's completely understandable why many have a hard time reaching those recommended minutes by the CDC as we have a hectic lifestyle. As a college student, I was one of them as I found it easier to be more consistent with my workout only during the summer and winter break when school is not in session and I had more free time. It was very hard for me to achieve my goal, especially because this was the first semester where we go fully virtual, and I felt that there was twice as much workload compared to traditional learning. But I tried my hardest to make time to work out, and I felt that it was much easier to actually split the 150 minutes throughout the whole week. So here are my interventions. One is making a plan. Include in those plans, I included what I wanted to do during those days, and I made sure to plan days where I wasn't busy with school. I chose activities I enjoyed, like HIIT workouts and yoga. And lastly, I invited friends and families to work out with me. Challenges that I had to deal with was staying motivated. Some days I didn't feel like working out. And another challenge is school. I was very stressed out with all the workload I had to do. And lastly, the COVID 19 pandemic. It was hard for me to find places to work out in and find people to work out with because I wanted to limit my interactions with others. So here are my progress for my health behavior. The chart conveys the minutes that I did for those days and the total minute for the entire week. My initial goal was to lose 10 pounds and complete the 150 minutes that was recommended. I only lost 8 pounds, but I was okay with that. And the reason why I lost 8 pounds was I also did caloric deficit, which limited the amount of calories I had throughout the whole week. And I was okay with losing 8 pounds because anything below 10 pounds for my height would be underweight. The models I used for this project was health belief model, social cognitive theory, and theory of planned behavior. For health belief, I focused on the construct of self-efficiency. I always told myself that I can do the 4 weeks. And for social cognitive, I had the knowledge of what physical activity does for your body, and that encouraged me more to do the behavior. And for theory of planned behavior, I tried to not to think about the negative thoughts about how tired I would be. I always tried to think about the positive outlooks and the outcomes of physical activity. So after the 4 weeks, a few recommendations that I can make is invite a friend or family to work out with you because I found it more enjoyable when I had a workout partner. I also recommend planning the days that you will work out. Not only will this motivate you to start working out during that day, it'll also give you the time to plan the activities that you want to do in those days so you avoid wasting time figuring out what you want to do. Lastly, do something you enjoy. Don't try to do something that you know that you would hate. For example, I've always hated running, so I switched to an alternative, which is HIIT workout. While avoiding things that you may hate, don't be afraid to try new activities. Like I tried yoga and I included yoga in my 150 minutes, and I actually enjoyed every session because I felt less stressed and anxious about things. Finally, My goal was to lose 10 pounds. My initial weight was 20 pounds and my final weight was 112 pounds. I'm 5 foot and I'm completely okay with not reaching the 10-pound goal because it's actually very healthy for me to keep it at 112 than going below 110. I also found that I was more productive and I found myself doing my assignments a few days before they are due and I had less time procrastinating on them. Lastly, I noticed that I was more energized. Before the 4 weeks, I would try to nap anytime I could. I had a horrible sleeping schedule, but during these 4 weeks, I actually had a better sleep health and I avoided long naps. Um, I did find it a little hard for at times, but I had to continuously remind myself that I can do it. And my final advice is that getting started is very challenging to do. Just start small and work your way up. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. And once you begin, another challenge is staying persistent and motivated. So keep reminding yourself and believing in yourself that you can do it and remind yourself of the goal that you want to achieve to keep you motivated. And that concludes my health journal. I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching.